Hello and welcome to my review of set 75453, the offworld sandcrawler and Mudhorn, with 1,683 pieces and retails for $270. On the front of the box, it shows the sandcrawler with the Mudhorn, as well as all the minifigures and all the little doodads and details that you'll find throughout the set. And honestly, it is a very good representation of what we see in Season 1 of The Mandalorian, just the background of it. Like, the box art on this set is, like, really, really cool, in my opinion. Because it shows everything as well as, like, puts you on the planet that it takes place on, and it just looks really cool, in my opinion. The back of the box shows all the play features up here in those boxes there, as well as the different positions for all the minifigures and what you can do with all of them. And it just kind of shows like some of the features, like you can take that off the top of it and you can turn those to make things happen. So it just shows off all the play features and all the cool things that you can expect to see in the set. The first minifigure I'd like to take a look at is the Mudhorn. It is a very unique version of the Mandalorian than the kinds that we've seen for years at this point. It has an improved helmet print, as well as battle-damaged armor, and arm printing, which looks really, really cool. And all that mud on him, I think, gives him, like, a nice, like, splash of, like, uniqueness, and I just think it makes this minifigure look absolutely incredible. Especially with, like, just the mud details and just the mud with the battle damage armor, I think looks really, really cool. I do wish he was a little bit muddier. I think, like, the muddy Han Solo would be a good kind of, like, template with how muddy we should have made this Mandalorian. But I still think that it is a phenomenal minifigure. And he comes with a knife that he uses to try to stab the Mudhorn, as well as his rifle, but no smaller blaster that he has on his holster in the show. And below his helmet, we have the Din Djarin face, but no hairpiece, which is kind of sad, so you can't exactly, like, take it off and put the hairpiece on. But it's not too big of a deal, because the Mandalorian's wearing his helmet at all times anyway. But there's just the one face print. There's no dual side, because, again, you don't exactly see it. But still, it's nice to know that it's there. And overall, this is an incredible minifigure, and I'm so glad that I finally have this in my collection. The second minifigure I would like to take a look at is Queel, I think his name is, and I'm pretty sure this is the exact same version that we've seen in the UCS Razor Crest, except for the backpack, I'm pretty sure, is brick built on the Razor Crest, but it's just like the molded piece here, which I do think makes him look a lot better. And just the mold for him is absolutely beautiful. It perfectly represents what we see in the show. And it just looks so awesome with all, like, the little print details of, like, his white hair and his, like, goggles up here. Just everything looks really good on this mold. He has 2 green arms as well as a hammer for his accessory. And his chest print looks really, really good. And he doesn't have, like, the dual, or, like, the medium legs. He has these small legs, which, like, I think he might be, like, a little bit bigger than the Jawa, so I think the mid-legs could have been good for him. But I do think the short legs are probably a better representation of what we see in the show. But overall, he is a very, very good minifigure, and I'm so glad to have this one in my collection. Every single minifigure in this set is, like, practically new, and I'm just so happy that I finally get to have these. Now for the next kind of, like, half minifigure, we have the Baby Yoda, or Grogu. And it actually a brand new version that just came out this year with that nice piece, leaving the old, like, just baby fig behind and making way for this new piece that, like, is kind of like his full, like, gown sort of thing. And I do think it makes him look a lot better in this way. But the head mold, I'm pretty sure, is still the same. And just, there's only really detail on the front of him. Like, it's not the most detailed figure, but it is pretty cool that we finally got a new mold for his body. And also coming with him is this pram design, and I think this is one of the worst, like, pram designs we have. Like, I have one from the 4+, like, Mandalorian Starfighter, like the one that the Mandalorian came in, and it looks so much more better than this one. Like, I don't know why they keep changing the designs. I think they should, like, stick to one, but this one is definitely not the one that they should stick to. The next 3 minifigures that I'd like to take a look at is the Off-World Jawa Elder and the 2 regular Off-World Jawas. And these are different from the normal brown Jawas that we see from Tatooine, because this is not from Tatooine, even though I might use it for Tatooine mocks in the future, and it's not technically from Tatooine. But anyways, they are gray with red eyes, which I'm pretty sure is different from the Jawas in the original trilogy where the eyes are yellow. But this is accurate like to what we see in the Mandalorian, and it also just looks really, really cool in gray and red. And each one has a unique like part to it. Like the Elder has the sword that used to cut open the egg. The middle one has a wrench, and this one has one of the ion blasters, and each one has a unique torso print on each one. Like you can see there that each one is unique, and I think that's very cool. I do wish we got like one or two more, because I don't really think that it's enough to like fill out the sandcrawler, and I do think that we could have one more would have definitely elevated this set. But 3 is still good to do all the play stuff that you want, and it's still like a very good addition to the sandcrawler. And also, you can't have a sandcrawler without Jawas. Brown or not, you cannot have a sandcrawler without Jawas. Now, for the first kind of like side builds, we have the Mudhorn with its egg. The egg is composed of 2 pieces with a few yellow studs inside for the yolk that the Jawas can eat. And for the actual Mudhorn, it's a very good brick-built design. I would have preferred a molded one, but it still looks really good. And I never really thought about this before, but the Mudhorn really is just a woolly rhino. Like, because, like, they went extinct millions of years ago. And, like, the woolly rhino, like, actually existed, and this actually looks like a woolly rhino. So I thought that was kind of cool. But anyways, the entire model is, like, really, really good. It looks like an actual Mudhorn. And surprisingly, this looks like it moves. The mouth does not move. It is like kind of stationary, but you can move the legs, and you can, you know, just kind of move it however you want. Like you can make it sit down like a puppy, even though I don't think this thing wants to sit down. It wants to murder the Mandalorian for trying to steal his egg. But yeah, pretty cool like Mudhorn in the set. The second kind of side build is this little cart with like these weird wheels under it, and it's small, but there's space enough that you can put a Jawa right there, and there's that jumper plate right there where you can put the Mudhorn egg, so it can carry that around. Or this comes in the set, you can take this crate and put it there, so you can have it like transporting stuff. And actually in this crate is a bunch of these blue cookies, so that you can give them to Baby Yoda, and you can have him eat the blue cookies and then throw up in the Razor Crest. So that's a pretty cool inclusion. Starting off with the exterior of this set, and I just have to say that this thing is absolutely beautiful. I don't care that it's not brown. Like, I actually like really like the gray, and just it looks beautiful all around. Like, every single little detail on this set is absolutely immaculate, and I love it so much. And it's quite sizable. Like, since, like, you know, LEGO's been, like, downsizing a lot of their sets lately. I mean, this is compared to the 2025 MTT, and you can just see, like, the difference there. But this thing is a good size set for what you're getting, as well as just being packed with play features and just looking amazing from the outside. Like, again, every little detail is, like, perfect. Like, the kind of, like, rusting and the dirt with, like, the brown mixed in with the gray. It looks incredible. But now to get into a little more detail from this front angle here, it also just looks really good. You can see this kind of door here that comes up into this cockpit with 2 things identical on each side, giving it that nice angle. And if you want this door to open, there is a knob on the back right here, so that if you twist it, it will open and close, so you can kind of like puppeteer it like, hi, I am the sandcrawler. So you can kind of like puppeteer it like that, but of course it's not what it's for. It's for opening it up so one of your Jawas can make his way into the entrance of that. Near like the butt end of it, you can see that this clip right here and these doors are all like connected for a play feature. So you can open this up, and I'm going to take the Mandalorian right here, and then I'm going to put him, have him hold on to that bar right there. And then you can take one of your Jawas and put him on that one jumper plate that we saw inside. And you can have him shooting down at the Mandalorian as he's trying to climb up. Wow, is that a cool play feature. And you can just see right there that there's that little jumper cable, and moving this up or jumper plate. You can see that right there, and it's just, that's kind of how the play feature works. So you can open it up, place your Jawa in there, and have him shoot down at the Mandalorian, which is really cool. But this one is just a window. It has nothing in it. You can't have any of the other Jawas kind of like peeking out, so that's kind of sad. But still, it is very cool that we got that play feature. The back of the sandcrawler looks really, really good with a lot of cool greebling detail going up and down, like the entire thing, with these kind of like vents that I assume are for like exhaust. And these two pegs, which are actually integrated really well into the set. This one, as you saw, it opens and closes the like front doors at the front, which you saw. But this one does something really cool in that it steers the sandcrawler. Like, if you look here, you can see that it moves the tread, so you can like turn it and like back up, and it has a really nice range of motion. Like, you can get like really good turns and drifts with it, and I think that is a really, really cool play feature. Looking at the treads at the bottom of the sandcrawler, there's 4 on each side, and these 2 are each replicated with each other on each side, and are actually very good at moving, and they don't just like kind of like slide. Like, sure, all the other like sandcrawlers had like issues with like kind of like sliding across rather than the treads moving, but this fixes that because it has these rubber wheels on the bottom that help get a grip, and it all moves in one thing, so that these grip onto the ground and spinning the treads, and I think that is really cool. And this here's the knob, and you can see all the technical workings right there, but you can see it's how it turns the sandcrawler right there. But these were super duper tedious to put on, like each individual tread. So I have like an idea of how you could optimize it a little bit. Is that you sort each one by 5, like you put piles of 5. And when it says like add 14 treads or 25 treads, you just like pick them out, like 5, 10, 15, 20, and then you do that. And I think that'll definitely make the process a lot easier rather than just picking them up one at a time. Moving on to the top of the ship, it has a lot of nice smooth details around the entire thing, with the like brown and gray details that we've seen throughout the sandcrawler. And it has these on either side, these like little cannons that you can have a Jawa manning them, and they fire off like a ion blast, which is very, very cool. And these things up here, like these little tents, I think are really cool because you can actually remove them if you don't want them on the sandcrawler. So you can like leave it kind of bare like that. And you can actually place these like on the ground and make like a little market with them. And I think that is very, very cool. But you can see that there are like these places to put them. So you can take one, put it there, and then you can take the other one and then put it up here, because you can see it's like that piece here. Attach it to there, and then you can have your Jawas behind it, like taking cover from like the sun or something like that. Moving on to more of the interior of the set, starting off, if we tilt this and open this up, this is kind of like the cockpit area, which can actually fit all 3 Jawas just fine. Like, there's plenty of space for each individual one, and they're like accessories, which I think is really, really cool. But there's that stickered piece right there that kind of like helps indicate like the control panel. And out here there's actually a window which you can actually see on the outside. You can actually see the poster in the background moving like that. So it's really cool that they're able to integrate like an actual like see-through cockpit and not have it like just like these tiles here. But from the outside, you look in, you can see the Jawa peering out at you, and I think that is a really cool feature. But yeah, this is easy. You can close it back up, and then boom, you're ready to display it like that. There are many different ways of accessing the interior, but right in there, if you open this up, you can kind of see all the stuff that's in there. Now, if you really want to get in there, this is the same on both sides, like it's replicated, is that you can actually take this piece off. I'm going to do the same for the other side, and it's actually very simple because it's just held on by those 4 snot bricks right there. And also, you can lift this up, and then boom, you have a very nice access to the interior. Speaking of the interior, let's take a look inside. Right there is actually kind of like a mini inclusion, which they don't show it on the box, but you could use it as a minifigure. Is this like little droid that you actually are supposed to put his like pants down in the set earlier, and then build the rest of the guy like later in the set, so that you can have half of his body in the box and half of him kind of in there. Like maybe he like fell in the box, who knows? But yeah, you're supposed to take him apart, put him in the box. Well, I'll just leave him. And then you're supposed to put the legs right there. And if you want to, you can actually use him as kind of like a a helper droid helping with everything on the inside of the sandcrawler. But here there are two jumper plates where you can put 2 of your crates, one of them with the blue cookies, and right there is a control panel, another stickered piece, but still looks really good. It might be like an engine or just like, I don't know, just something to like make it look like it's the actual inside of a ship or like a thing like this. But there's actually plenty of space in here, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in there, and it can actually fit in there really nicely. And then I'm going to put this, the egg there, the suga, I think the Jawas call it. And then you can put the Jawas, like, anywhere you want. I don't think there's, like, actually there is, like, space. Like, there's space to put, like, all the Jawas in here as well. So you can have them kind of just in the bay of the sandcrawler. Let's go ahead and throw this guy in there. So you can have everything that you want inside the sandcrawler at once. You can even put like the Mandalorian in there if you want to. Even though it would be a little cramped, you could probably find space somewhere. But overall, an absolutely phenomenal interior. And you can actually see right there, there's a chain right there that you can see moves. I think you can see, hold on. I'll take all of this out so you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, there's a chain right there, which is actually what connects to the opening door. So if I turn it, you can kind of see like the chain moving it up and down, and that's kind of how the system works for moving this thing up and down. And overall, like the interior is absolutely amazing. And now for like my final thoughts. This thing retails for $270, which is actually more than the UCS ATST, which is surprising. But this thing has over 100 more pieces, as well as like triple the minifigures, so it is kind of worth it in that point. It's not absolutely worth it. Like $270 is probably like a little bit too expensive for this. But like if you buy it, like even at just like $20 or $30 discount, I do not think you will be disappointed. This set is immaculate. There is like very little flaws in this set. It is absolutely incredible, just like with every detail on the set. And the fact that it's like pretty big for modern day Lego Star Wars playsets, it is really, really good. And I'm so glad that it turned out this way, because it is just immaculate. Now for like kind of like my rating, we have the minifigures, which are a 9 out of 10. If we had one extra Jawa and the Mandalorian was a little bit muddier, it would definitely have been a 10 out of 10. But speaking of 10 out of 10s, the design is a 10 out of 10. Everything just looks absolutely perfect. Maybe it could be like a little bit chunkier, but still, it doesn't matter. It looks absolutely incredible. Playability is also a 10 out of 10. There's so much different things you can do. You can have like the Mudhorn scene. You can have the Jawas attacking Mando. You can open it up. You can steer it. Everything about the playability of the set is incredible. And the side builds, I'd give a 9 out of 10. Like maybe we could have done something like a little bit extra. But I always love like the little cart inclusions that we have. I always kind of like having those little side builds. Like even in the Yavin 4 base where they give you like this, I love little things like that because they definitely bring the value up, and they're also like kind of cool like mini playset kind of things, and I really like it. So overall, I think this thing is a 9.5 out of 10. This thing is like absolutely incredible in almost every way. There's just very, very minor things that would have made this a 10 out of 10. But overall, if you buy this, you will not be disappointed. And thank you for watching me review this absolutely incredible set.